unwavering dedication to advancing agricultural research. Your efforts are crucial in shaping a sustainable future for agriculture landscape. As we celebrate our successes today, let us recognize the work that lies ahead of us. Together, we can cultivate a thriving agriculture sector that feeds our nation and supports the livelihoods of all Ghanaians. Thank you for your attention. I wish you a fruitful and inspiring open day. But I just want to end on this note by saying that the 28th award, I would have raised that maybe there's an award for the academia. It all capped into the Farmers' Day celebration. But on the Farmers' Day, we are celebrating our hard-working farmers. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Honorable, thank you for stepping in. And like I said, that is also another able and competent person from the regional directorate to help us. We shall be on our feet as we do Yanare Assassini as a breeder for the program.
Yanare Assassini.
Yanare Assassini, ea bodin de mayen, mojana na nanum shegu nyaneto ho mayen, edrumene wososo, seyebe ye biatwaso, nimdien traso koto kraninya pese mikuminya, ediye mbremu de maya saseso, obdortum se. Omano serinye yo, omano serinye yo, eyese na hose, omafo bra netre, omano serinye yo, omano serinye yo, eyese na hose, omafo bra netre.
Thank you so much. So man be you, say you, a man for bra nebetre. As we sang through that song, something came into my mind, but I think the translators can do better in the translation. How are they going to translate the anthem? Yanare Assassini. I don't know how they will say that in French, but I think they will be able to do that. Ghana is a very wonderful country with all our different backgrounds and other things. We are able to coexist very well. And Steve, I don't know whether you've noticed that we do well as a nation. Yes. Dependent and regardless of our background, we are able to do well.
Very well.
Some from north, others from here. And all of us have some phonetic effects, but it is only the Ashanti people that DS is projected, because they've been told they are only to say
blah.
Yeah, so somebody said, I'm Delik. I'm speaking on greetings from abroad. I've come to Holland, closer to Italy. I've bought a phone, Sony Ericsson. It's a fries clean. I'll come down on Christmas and spread the Elia boys. And that, you know, bread is thicker than water.
Thank you.
But you know, even the Eastern, they also have a problem. So if you have a choir, when you have a lot of people coming from the Akuapem land, as a choir master, you suffer, because everything they say ends in W. So even when they are singing, you hear them saying do, re, mi, so, la, ti, and that is that. But then we are wonderful. Please, let's clap for ourselves, because we are wonderful people. Thank you.
Great. Awesome, TK.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Nananum with us, and I want us to acknowledge Nananum and their presence. And so here with us, we have Nana Oseye Sibe Bonsu. He is Fumeswa Trafohine. Shall we give Nana a round of applause? We also have Nana Obindia II. He is Fumeswa Kontihin. Shall we give Nana a welcoming round of applause? We also have Nana Kweku Frempong. He is Fumeswa Kwemuhine. Shall we give him a round of applause? We also have Nana Achampon. Nana is Fumeswa Jasehine. Shall we give Nana a round of applause? We also have Nana Kofi Duku. Nana is Fumeswa Nkoswo Hine. Shall we give him a round of applause? We also have here with us Nana Entry Kenneth. He is Kokobra Hene. Shall we give Nana a round of applause? And we have Nana Onyina Buedum. He is Ochirikrom Chiame. Shall we give him a round of applause? And then we also have here with us Nana Johnson Kankam. He is also Ochiame at Kokobra. Shall we give all of them a round of applause? All right. Thank you so much. And so we would want to invite to the podium Dr. Kweku Ongna-Hresofo Asante. He is the coordinator for the consortium on the ACE4ES Africa. Shall we invite him? Lord.
Yeah, Prof. Chair, standing on the existing protocol you've already established, I say good morning and welcome to this morning's event. Let me first acknowledge the presence of my wife, Diana Techi. Can you give me a wave? Yes, okay, all right. And my dad is also here, Mr. Oguna Mensa. Can you also give me a wave? Yes, yes, okay. All right, welcome. Yes. Okay, yeah, thank you for coming. Right. Today is a special day for CSIR and the ACE4ES Consortium. The ACE4ES Consortium is a regional consortium made up of members in academia, civil society, farmer organizations, and the CG Center. So we have Africa Rice in charge of rice and its associated emission reduction technologies. We have the Peace and Farmers Association of Ghana, Bismarck. Yes. So they are in charge of taking the technologies that we develop and sharing it with all the farmer networks in Ghana and beyond. We have the Youth Initiative for Land in Africa, Benin. Innocent. Are you here? Let me see you wave. Yes. So from Benin, they are in charge of mobilizing the young people and women to take up agriculture technologies within Africa. Particularly, they have a lot of youth networks in Africa, different countries, and they are very good at mobilizing the youth and spreading technologies among them. We also have the Nigerian partner, Hill Trust Foundation. I think they couldn't come, but are joining us online. And we also particularly appreciate the support that the Climate and Clean Air Coalition of the United Nations Environment Programme is providing for the entire ACE4ES Consortium and its work on establishing the Multicultural Technology Park, developing the regional policy guide on agroecology and circular economy, and also enhancing the MRV framework, monitoring, reporting, and verification framework to help African countries meet our nationally determined contributions. So, permit me to expatiate a bit on the NDCs. Maybe today's headline, apart from we acknowledging the Open Day, could be the NDC government's comments to NDC. So, yes, Ghana's nationally determined contribution is in the process of being finalized, and I'm sure EPA is busily, yes, working on the document. The last time we held a meeting with the Ministry of Agriculture, focal point on climate change, and the argument was that Ghana doesn't have emission factors for agriculture GHGs. What that means is that we cannot access or we cannot work on any of the opportunities that come along with tackling agriculture GHGs until we have the emission factors. Fortunately for Ghana, through CCAC's support and the establishment of the Multicultural Technology Park, we have the instruments for measuring nitrous oxide, methane, black carbon, which together we call the super pollutants in agriculture. So with these, all we need is extra support to get scientists to carry out different agroecological studies across our regions so that we can generate the data we need for Ghana to be able to also participate in agriculture GHG emission opportunities. Of course, we have two targets that we can set. Two types of targets. The target could be conditional or unconditional. Because Ghana is a signatory to the Paris Agreement, we need to do something to show that we are committed to reducing emissions as our quota. So the unconditional agreement means that Ghana has all the support, the funding, and the resources, the capacity to carry out the studies, to bring out the results, to actually carry out activities aimed at reducing GHG emissions. For the agriculture sector, there's nothing like that. So, by this project, we are well positioned. We have the capacity. We have some, let me say, some instruments. Of course, because if you want to carry out a national level, reliable emission data collection, then you need at least 10 instruments to be able to do simultaneous measurements. The challenge we had during this implementation of the project was the fact that in the imports of the measuring instruments, we encountered custom duties that worried the project severely. Because of that, the structures that should have been put through this project has been cut short because we needed to cough as much as 500,000 Ghana cedis for custom duties alone, just for the two instruments we procured. And I want to use this opportunity to call for a refund of such funds, so that this is an agricultural research activity that we expect to be duty exempt. So we're severely shocked to realize that the funds we have secured, which was exclusive of taxes, severely affected the project implementation. And so, Honorable, yes, we'll plead that you take this up and then you work on it for us. There's another component of the project to look at policy, because governance issues are key when we want to drive transformation in agriculture. We assessed the Feed Ghana program, the document. We noticed that there are touches: crop production, livestock production, and several themes. But there was no mention of agroecology in the document. Agroecology is one of the growing concepts, although a very old practice and principle, that brings together the key parameters or variables to drive ecosystem services. Talk about input reduction, recycling, animal health, plant health. All these are principles of agroecology that will bring together the commitment to ecosystem services we want to see within the agriculture space. Why should there be ecosystem services and sustainability? Because there's a concern. In fact, the population across Africa are concerned about the amount of chemical inputs that are going into our food systems. Pesticide load are exceeding thresholds. Our soils are increasingly getting acidic and unproductive. And so with the adoption of agroecology, we use that concept to solve several problems within agriculture and food systems. So we talk about policy coherence, and when we talk about policy coherence, we want to see different policies speaking to the commitment to regional policies and local policies. At least we should see policy, science, and practice united so that we can achieve sustainability within our food systems. So there's a lot of data to share, but because of time, let's just look at some of the key achievements of the ACE4ES project. Successfully, as has been mentioned, we have established a 15-acre multicultural technology park. This park is one of a sort that seeks to advance research in Africa's agriculture space around emission reduction technologies in agriculture. When we talk about the emission reduction technologies, you can look at the practices like slash and burn. These principles, we all see them at the technology park and speak more to them, so I won't spend too much time. We also have the policy, regional policy framework or policy guide. And this guide seeks to facilitate the adoption of the principles of agroecology, circular economy, and climate action in different African countries' context. So there's been a lot of consultations to arrive at this document, and it's going to be launched today, and then it will be finally, used or adopted, disseminated among stakeholders. Then finally, we have an MRV framework. For Ghana and African countries to be able to measure and participate in climate negotiations, we need to monitor, report, and verify. And we can only do this through research, through measurement, through quantification. And fortunately, as I said, we have the instrument for that. So we only need the capacity, some institutional support, that we can do what we're supposed to do. Yes, so there you have it. When you go, you see it. This is the area view of the Multicultural Technology Park, and the regional policy guide will be commissioning today. Yeah, and the policy guide is in alignment with several regional and global policies. Talk about the United Nations SDGs, the Paris Agreement, Convention on Biodiversity, UN Convention to Combat Climate Change, Global Methane Pledge, United Nations Decade for Food Systems. And then we also have on the African continent, it's in sync with the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program, the Malabo Declaration on Accelerated Agricultural Growth and Transformation, the African Union Climate Change and Resilient Development Strategy, African Continental Free Trade Area Arrangements, African Union Agenda 2063, among others. So the whole project policy guide is like using one stone to kill several birds. And these days, that is what we are looking for. So that there is no fragmentation of policy actions. You have one policy promoting land use, sustainable land use system. You have another policy or direction to support galamsey activities and so on and so forth. That is policy incoherence. We expect policy coherence in our policy discourses. And that means that we need to adopt broader frameworks that promotes all the policies we want to see. So there's much to do, and we will see more as we go to the fields to tour and to discuss with our different scientists and team members. Thank you very much, and hope you have a fruitful day.
I think we can do better than we are doing. Thank you very much, Dr. Asante, for that wonderful presentation, which began with a wave to the wife and to the dad. You are indeed a family man. Thank you. We now have goodwill message. We want to call upon Dr. Jonas Osei Edu. Right. We make him welcome. From Kuraf.
Okay. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Bon à tous. Since you are translating in French, let me speak to my French people as well. Okay. Director General of CSIR and chair for this special occasion. Let me learn from my director and stand on existing protocols and give a goodwill message from CORAF. I bring you greetings from the Executive Director of CORAF, Dr. Mumuni Salvador, Regional FSRP Coordinator, Professor Lamie, CORAF Schooling Specialist, and the entire CORAF team. Before I proceed, please accept our deepest condolence as you mourn your heroes, especially the sector minister, Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad. May their souls rest in perfect peace. CSIR, I must say, is a proud member of CORAF, which is an association of 23 agricultural research institutes in West and Central Africa. We are therefore excited to be invited to this special occasion where you are showcasing to the world the power of science in generating innovations for socio-economic development. I must say that this morning a lot has been said about the ACE program, but permit me to say that the concept of technology parks was actually introduced to CSIR by CORAF, where for the 3 years conservatively we have supported technology parks right in CSIR and last year CSIR as well. And therefore CORAF should be applauded for setting the pace for other projects to emulate. We are therefore grateful to Kansas State University, who funded the Irish initiative for the first technology parks in West and Central Africa. We are also grateful to the Food Systems Resilience Program, funded by the World Bank, who has taken over technology park activities since Irish has ended. We wish to state that CORAF will continue to stand with CSIR, and for that matter Ghana, to make sure that technologies developed actually responds to the needs of the Ghanaian economy. We want to encourage you to work effectively with the private sector to ensure that the wonderful technologies actually leads to job creation and the transformation of the Ghanaian economy. Let us strive for excellence, innovation, and greater impact by working together. May our continuous collaboration be the catalyst for a better future, and our collective efforts bring peace and prosperity to our motherland. On that note, merci beaucoup.
On the same note, we also want to say merci beaucoup. We want to call upon Mr. Bismarck Osu Norte to give a goodwill message on behalf of the peasant farmers. Shall we make him welcome? Mr. Bismarck Osu Norte.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairperson, Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, protocols observed. On behalf of the board and management of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, I bring you warm greetings and a heartfelt solidarity to all gathered here today. In fact, before I continue with my speech, I want to make a very short. it might sound a bit controversial. When there was a presentation, CRI, and a kind of work about I had mixed feelings. Because on one breath, I was quite happy. On the other breath, I was quite sad. I was happy because, at least in Ghana, they've demonstrated they have the capacity to produce seeds for our consumption. I was sad, despite all what they do. So I still don't understand. That was coming the ACE4ES Park, and the launch of the regional policy dialogue marks a new chapter in the partnership between farmers, scientists, policymakers, and the private sector. It is a clear demonstration that Ghana is serious about advancing agroecology, climate resilience, and sustainable food systems through climate-smart technologies. The Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, since 2015, have been at the forefront of advancing and promoting agroecology as a mainstay of Ghana's agricultural landscape. Together with other CSOs, such as CICOT, we have formed what is known as the Ghana Agroecology Movement, which is made up of farmer groups, civil society, and private sector practitioners who are working in diverse ways to promote agroecology. From policy advocacy, capacity building, technical support, production and research, the movement is on course to change the narrative of converting at least 80% of our farmers to practice at least half of agroecological principles. We therefore call on all stakeholders, especially researchers and scientists, to support us in this ambition. And we anticipate that the Ministry of Food and Agric will also provide necessary environment and investment to achieve that goal. The idea of the technology park was therefore very welcoming to us, hence our support and cooperation with CSIR to achieve this milestone. For us in the farming community, this park is not just a facility. It is a bridge between research and the realities of smallholder farmers. It will provide a space where farmers can see innovation in action, learn hands-on experience that improve yields and soil health, and adopt climate-smart technologies that reduce costs while protecting the environment. Sadly, we recognize the shadow of the national tragedy that we find ourselves, so we join the nation to mourn the lives of those who were involved in the crash, including leaders who championed agric, environment, and national development. Their dedication inspires us to continue to work for a Ghana that feeds itself sustainably and equitably. The PFAC pledges to work closely with CSIR, CIR, the ACE4ES Consortium, and all partners to ensure that the technologies, policies, and knowledge emerging from this initiative reach every corner of our farming communities. Together, we can turn research into results and into resilience. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. let me acknowledge the presence of these special guests here. We have the former Health Minister from Doman Central, he's the MP, Honorable Kwaku Ajiman Menu. Honorable, you are welcome. Thank you so much. Then we have ECOWAS Agri-Ecology Rep, Mr. Kingsley Ajiman. You are also welcome. The next to speak, to give a goodwill message, is Mr. Felix Segu Ishon. He is the area manager for Ashanti and Bunahafo regions. The Agricultural Development Bank is here. Shall we make him welcome as he give a goodwill message on today's program?
Thank you for the opportunity. Prof. Chair, ministers present, former ministers present, MPs, Nananom, special invited guests, our revered elders from the clergy, our dear farmers, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol duly observed. I bring you greetings from the board, management and staff of Agricultural Development Bank PLC, with a special greetings from our Managing Director, Honorable Edward Ato Sapon, to all hearing gathered. And I want to make the comment that I'm stepping into my Managing Director's shoe this day to deliver these remarks on behalf of Agricultural Development Bank. It's a privilege to stand before you today to share my thoughts on the topic, the role of financial institutions in agricultural sustainability. In a world filled with challenges and uncertainties, agriculture, for that matter, agribusiness, stands as a beacon of opportunity, offering not just sustenance, but also a pathway to sustainable employment and wealth creation. Prof. Chair, agricultural financing plays a pivotal and important role in facilitating the modernization and commercialization of farming practices and bolstering global food security and agricultural sustainability. Sustainable agriculture is a farming approach that aims to meet food security needs of the present population without jeopardizing the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It thus focuses on long-term conservation of natural resources by promoting environmental friendly practices. Achieving agricultural sustainability is not merely an ecological imperative, that is fertile land or good flow of rivers. Rather, a more complex economic and financial intermediation. Financial institutions serving as vital intermediaries in capital allocation, risk management, are increasingly recognized as indispensable partners in the emerging agribusiness concept. Their evolving role extends beyond traditional lending to encompass innovative financial products, strategic partnerships, and proactive stance in fostering a resilient and environmentally sound agricultural future. Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, the fundamental economic role of financial institutions in agricultural sustainability is through the deployment of efficient capital allocation injection into the agricultural sector. Agricultural financing serves as a vital artery or fulcrum for the agricultural sector, supplying the necessary financial resources to enable farmers, agribusinesses, and other stakeholders to operate efficiently and productively. This encompasses a wide range of financial services tailored to the unique needs of the agricultural sector. More importantly, Nananum, the role of financial institutions in Ghana's agricultural transformation cannot be overstated. Banks and financial services occupy a crucial spot in enabling businesses to grow, innovate, and survive. In the context of agriculture, particularly food production, the role is even more significant because food is a primary human need. In Ghana, if Ghana cannot meet its growing food and nutrition demands sustainably, we face not just economic setbacks, but threats to national security and public health. Thus, financial institutions have a duty beyond profit making, but ensuring food security. At Agricultural Development Bank PLC, we believe in improving upon the businesses of our customers and having a lifetime value for our product offerings. Investing in sustainable agriculture is not only commercially viable, but a meaningful contribution to ensuring food security for generations to come. Several international organizations play a significant role in addressing food security in Ghana. Key players include World Food Program, the Food Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, and the Global Agricultural and Food Security Program. These organizations collaborate with the Ghanaian government, specifically the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, to implement various initiatives and programs aimed at improving food security and nutrition. Locally, our rapid expansion of the population of Ghana, agricultural sustainability should be a priority by prioritizing funding for sustainable food initiatives. Banks should and continue to anchor themselves firmly with the broader conversation of national and global sustainability, not only addressing ESG expectations, but also building long-term resilience in their own portfolios. Traditionally, agriculture has been seen as a game changer and backbone for food security. Even though dependent on erratic weather patterns, due to prolonged dry spell leading to devastating harvest, especially for staple crops like maize, rice, tuber, and soya, there is the need for financial institutions to champion investment in more reliable systems such as the irrigation systems to ensure an all-year-round farming that will help food security. Above notwithstanding, building sustainable irrigation projects for all-year-round farming requires a robust financial support from financial institutions and other led models. In addition to the irrigation financing, financial institutions should support research institutions to develop reliable breed of cash crops that can withstand the weather as well as providing good yield. Mr. Chair, in ensuring agricultural sustainability, financial institutions in tandem with insurance and guarantee institutions to develop robust crop and livestock insurance guarantee schemes and innovative financial products to support farmers in times of unlikely events as a way of restoring them to their original position to farm again. This will go a long way to serve as a comfort for farmers to work hard to produce enough food to support the food security. That is also not to say farmers should intentionally maneuver to invoke the insurance schemes. Above all, financial institutions should be offering inventory financing. That is where we allow farmers to pledge stored harvest as a collateral for funding to support farmers to cultivate for the next farming season, by the bank ensuring that we undertake a stock hypothecation on the farm produce. And I want to make this point that Agricultural Development Bank and Ghana Commodity Exchange have signed a memorandum of understanding, and under these terms of the MOU, ADB will provide a wide range of financial services, in-house receipt financing, aggregation financing, and settlement of trade. The bank will lend to Ghanaian smallholder farmers who will only have their commodity as the sole security to provide to the bank as the security for the loan. The Ghana Commodity Exchange, on its part, as part of the operations, will provide a first-class warehousing collateral management service, warehouse insurance, and indemnity. And indemnity for the distributors. Agricultural Development Bank, in order to support agricultural sustainability, we offer a wide range of products that is supporting the agri value chain, that is food production, cash crops, poultry, and livestock. We do asset financing, outgrower schemes, guarantees, and institutions manage funds. And in order also not to leave the other agri customers out, we offer tailor-made consumer finance products that will help farmers and others outside the agricultural space to have access to loan facilities from the bank. This includes our personal loans, our pension loans, our loans from Controller and Accountant General. We have institution managed products. Then we have the ADB Payday Plus, where you can take up to 80% of your salary in the ensuing month. We have other quick purchases. And now we can also realize that in as much as we are supporting financially, we are moving from the traditional way of doing things into the digital realm. So with all our 89 locations across the country, we provide the first-class digital solutions for our customers and our other business people. So in conclusion, Mr. Chair, invited guests, all protocol observed, ADB is poised to continue with the financial support that we are giving to our farmers and giving a wide array of support and financial services to ensure that our role as a financial institution will help the country and will help the agricultural sector to ensure agricultural sustainability. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Let's give him a round of applause. And I'm going to charge him for commercialization and advertising on our platform. So please, when we close, see for an invoice. All right. I want to use this opportunity to also acknowledge the presence of Atedu ACE4ES Landscape Restoration Coordinator and his team. He is also a representative of the Food and Agriculture Organization. We also have Kwapaku Co-Executive Secretary with us, and we welcome all of you. I also want to welcome Mr. Abraham Yali, who is also a representative of the Food and Agriculture Organization. And with a round of applause, let's welcome him to give us his goodwill message. Please, let's do it until he gets here. I mean, clapping is good for your health. It's very good for your health, so do it until he gets here. Don't stop, don't stop. Oh, please, come on. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Prof. Chamai, I will request to deliver my message on the existing protocols. I'm Abraham Yale. I stand here on behalf of the Food and Agriculture Organization under the United Nations Organization. Our representative for FAO is supposed to be here, Ms. Pra, but I'm standing on her behalf. Yes, on the subject matter or the topic that for this particular conference, which is transforming agriculture to feed Ghana, climate smart technologies and agroecology. This theme is timely as Ghana strives to work towards feeding the country with a flagship project that is coming on board. Yes, to ensure food security, improve rural livelihood, safeguard our natural resources. There is also a pressure of climate change that is also affecting our natural resources. And FAO working with government institutions, specifically the ministries and other stakeholders, is working with this institution in order to improve livelihood of smallholder farmers and also to preserve our natural resources. So I would like to highlight what FAO is doing in Ghana, specifically related to this particular content of message, the topic that crop research is working on. FAO is working on a project called Forest and Farm Facility Project. It's working with the Forest and Farm Producers Organizations. These are smallholders organizations coming together to implement interventions that seeks to address the policy gap related to our food systems, and also to promote entrepreneurship by adding value to whatever the farmers are producing, and also secondly, trying to address the climate change challenges that we are facing related to the forest zones, related to the transitional zone and the savanna zone. Their work focused on all-year farming using the irrigation systems. And with this subject of climate smart technologies is one of the areas that FAO is working, and we wish to work with this institution and other ministries to see that we can project this particular subject matter or this topic that crop research is working. And from here, I think I will establish a network with the institution to see how best we can work closely on this subject matter in order to promote this agenda with our project areas that are working across the whole country. So I'll end my speech here by saying that thank you for this opportunity, and we are ready to work with the mother ministries and other stakeholders that seeks to address the challenges that we are facing in our agricultural center. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's give him a round of applause. Thanks so much. So Nananom have a meeting with the MC, and so Nananom will beg leave of us. And so I would want us to give them a standing ovation, the call before we sit down again. Nananom, please, you have our permission to. Thanks so much for gracing the occasion. All right, please shall we resume our seats? Thank you so much for giving honor to those that honor is due. I'm very privileged to invite one of the professors who had impact in my life up here to give us his address. And with that, I will invite all of you with a round of applause to invite to the podium Prof. Elvis Asare-Bediako. He is the Vice Chancellor of the University of Energy and Natural Resources. Shall we give it up to him? Prof, you're welcome.
Thank you. Prof. Chair, permit me to stand on the protocols already established. I bring you greetings from the Chairman, Council, Management, staff, and students from the University of Energy and Natural Resources, Bono region. I've seen my former Minister of Health. And it is an honor to join you for this significant occasion. The launch of the Multicultural Technology Park and the regional policy guide reflect a broader shift in how we approached agricultural development, not as an isolated sector, but as a front line of climate action. Ghana's nationally determined contributions recognize that our agricultural systems, while vulnerable to climate impact, are also powerful vehicles for mitigation. With targeted interventions, we can reduce methane from flooded rice and livestock, lower nitrous oxide through compost and improve nitrogen management, and reduce black carbon by ending the open burning of crop residues. These are not abstract ambitions. They are already being demonstrated here at the Multicultural Technology Park through practices like alternate wetting and drying, legume-based rotations, livestock integration, and composting. Thanks to advanced measurement tools acquired here at CSIR Crop Research Institute, we can now carry out research and innovation around agriculture GHGs and develop mitigation solutions to key drivers of emissions in agriculture and waste sectors. This way, we can collect local emission data, essential for building Ghana's Tier 2 reporting capacity and informing national policy with real evidence. The readiness of the Multicultural Technology Park to host researchers, even from other African countries, is quite heartwarming and transformational. The University of Energy and Natural Resources, and in fact, academia in general, shall work together to contribute to bringing the science policy divide. The university community stands ready to work with ACE4ES Consortium to get more done. Director for CSI mentioned that research should be continuous, and technology developed. There's a need for continuous research. I'm happy to hear today that the government has established 1.5 billion for agriculture for economic transformation agenda. That's to ensure crop production, improve value addition, and reduce post-harvest losses. I'm sure crop research is very happy to hear this. And of course, all other research institutions, including the universities. Why am I saying that? We are here, most of their projects are donor funded. I keep saying that agriculture, we say, is the backbone. 60% we are agrarian nation, but most of our research always donor driven. And they even determine the kind of crop we should grow. So if today we have this. I think we need commendation. Shall we give a clap to the government for this achievement? I must say that our university is ready. We have the expertise in the field, and we are ready to support CSI, crop research, and then the consortium, ensuring that this becomes a reality. I must say that there's even a good news. The good news is that through a collaboration with both foreign and international partners, we are introducing, for the first time in the country, a program in agroecology. So I'll be glad if you can bring your student, and and some of the facilities that we have will also be used to support you. I think in terms of measurement of carbon dioxide, the methane, and all that, we have a carbon tower, which is established in one of the forest reserves, that is able to measure carbon exchange between the atmosphere and then the forest. We're able to determine whether the forest, semi-deciduous forest, is serving as a source or sink, which also can impact on the carbon credit reporting. And so our university is ever ready to support you. We have a satellite data that we're able to determine, help you about whatever is happening, the ecology, whether there's a degradation and whatever. Real-time satellite data, we can also help to support, and other areas. I must say that agriculture-driven mitigation brings several co-benefits: food security, healthier soils, job creation, and innovation pathways for our youths and agribusiness sector. Let's be clear. Our path to low-emission development depends on the kind of science, policy, practice collaboration we see here today. I commend CSI Crop Research Institute, the ACE4ES Consortium, all partners here gathered, for making this work possible. Together, we ensure that agriculture remains central to a climate-resilient and sustainable Ghana. Thank you very much.
Shall we give him a round of applause, please? Thanks so much, Prof, for the wonderful address. We have in our midst Honorable Kwesi Etu Bonde. He is the representative of the Minister of Food and Agriculture. With a round of applause, please, let's welcome him to give us his address. With a standing ovation, please. Okay, thank you. Please, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Please, let's resume our seats. Thank you.
Professor Chairman, Honorable Regional Minister for Ashanti Region Rep, Honorable Ministers, former ministers, and members of Parliament present, distinguished representative from Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Nananom, directors and members of CSIR present here, MUFA directors and members, developmental partners, members of ACE4ES Africa Consortium, friends from the media, farmers, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kwesi Etu Bonde. I'm the technical advisor to the Minister for Food and Agriculture. I bring you greetings from the Honorable Minister for Food and Agriculture, Honorable Eric Opoku. He had wanted to be here himself, but we all know the national disaster that has occurred in the country. And unfortunate for the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, our former minister is also involved. And that has made the president call him for another assignment. So that's why he's not here. And in his state, he has asked me and the Director of Crop Service, Dr. Solomon Ansa, to represent him to give in the keynote address. So, Honorable Prof, I proceed. We at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture are deeply honored to join you at this landmark event, the official commissioning of Multicultural Technology Park on agroecology, circular economy, and climate action. This initiative by ACE4ES, in collaboration with Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana and Center for Scientific and Industrial Research, represents bold step towards building sustainable future for agriculture in Ghana across Africa. Today, we celebrate shared vision, a vision where innovation, resilience, and environmental stewardship drive transformation of our agriculture sector. Mr. Chairman, as we are aware, agriculture is the backbone of Ghana's economy. It feeds our people, provide raw material for industries, generate employment for millions, and serve as pillar for rural livelihood. It remains a vital engine for inclusiveness growth, poverty reduction, and national stability. As a country blessed with fertile soils, abundant water resources, and hard-working farmers, we have every reason to cherish and promote this sector as the foundation for our developmental aspirations. However, as we work to increase productivity and ensure food security, we must also recognize the environmental realities that comes with traditional farming practices. Though agriculture offers numerous benefits to society, scientific studies reveal that it's also a significant source of short-lived climate pollutants, such as methane and black carbon, particularly from rice cultivation, open burning of crop residue, and inefficient livestock system. These pollutants, while short-lived in the atmosphere, are extremely powerful in warming our planet. They also contribute to poor air quality, respiratory sickness, and overall ecosystem degradation. If left unchecked, these practices will accelerate soil erosion, water pollution, biodiversity loss, and increase risks of climate shock, such as floods and drought. Ultimately, this threatens our quest for food security, lowers agricultural productivity, and undermines the progress we are making towards achieving sustainable development goals and also the African Union Agenda 2063. This is why the ACE4ES project and the establishment of this multicultural technology park are so critical. They offer a practical solution to these challenges by promoting agroecology and circular economy principles to reduce emission, restore soil health, and improve productivity. This technology park will serve as a hub of innovation where validated technologies for agroecology and circular system will be tested, demonstrated, and scaled up. 2, as a center for learning and capacity building, providing farmers, researchers, and policymakers the tools and knowledge needed to transit from sustainable practices. 3, a policy advocacy platform to integrate these principles into national, regional strategies, ensure coherence across the sectors. Through this effort, ACE4ES is not building facility. It is building a movement for climate resilient agriculture. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, under the leadership of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture is committed to create modern, inclusive, and environmentally sustainable agriculture sector. Through the Feed Ghana Through the Feed Ghana program, under the Agriculture for Economic Transformation, we are, as a MOFA, one, promoting climate-smart agriculture, including conservation tillage, water-efficient irrigation, and crop diversification. Two, supporting farmer cooperatives to adopt best practices and access to markets whilst tapping into opportunities such as carbon credit. Three, encourage organic fertilizer and composting to reduce dependency on expensive imported chemicals and improve soil fertility. Four, strengthen partnership with research institutions and the private sector to drive innovation and technology adoption. These interventions align with Ghana nationally determined contributions, that's the NDCs, under the Paris Agreement and reflect dedication to global climate goals. Ladies and gentlemen, the complexity of these challenges demand collective actions. Government cannot do it alone. We need strong and sustained partnership among farmers' organizations, research institutions, private sector, developmental partners, and the media to scale up these innovations. The ministry stands ready to work hand in hand with ACE4ES and all stakeholders to ensure that the benefit of this technological park reaches every farmer and every community in Ghana. Today's commissioning marks a historic milestone in our journey towards an agriculture that is productive, sustainable, climate smart. Let these agroecology and circular economy principles not as option, but as necessity for securing food, improving livelihoods, and safeguard our environment for future generations. On behalf of the government of Ghana and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, I congratulate ACE4ES and its partners for this visionary initiative and pledge our unwavering support for its services. Before I end my remarks, I would like to comment on what Dr. Kweku Asante said concerning the Feed Ghana policy document. I think he made mention that he couldn't get agroecology in the document. And as the technical advisor and the leader of the policy document, I assured him during the stakeholder review that was captured under the smart agriculture, where good agronomic practices and this agroecology, as well as research and development, has been captured. So the final document, we have that one in place. And also to Dr. Asante, you made mention of your topic, one of your topic, I think the slide I saw was about the nationally determined contributions, which is the NDCs. We, as a MOFA, we are currently developing some cabinet memo so that our tree crop farmers, especially mango and cashew, will benefit from this carbon credit market. We may need your support here in drafting that document for cabinet so that Ghanaian farmers can also benefit from the carbon credit. Thank you, and may God bless our effort.
Great. Shall we give it up to Honorable Kwesi Etu Bonzi? Shall we give it up to him until he takes his seat? Thanks so much, Honorable, for the wonderful speech. I want to use this opportunity to also acknowledge the presence of Mr. Nana Liu Yao. He is the CEO, and then Mr. Randy Amambua, Finance Director. They are all from the Windstep Company Limited, and they are partners of the CSIR Crop Research Institute. Please, you are most welcome. Now it's time for us to launch the regional policy guide on agroecology, circular economy, and climate action. And to help us do that, I'm going to invite the following people to join me up here. And then we would also invite Honorable Etubondi to also join. And so Mr. Kingsley Ajiman, he is ECOWAS agroecology correspondent. Shall we, with a round of applause, invite him up here? We also have Mr. Bismarck Owusu of the Peasant Farmers Association. I would want him to also join us up here. Innocent Antoine, he is the Youth Initiative for Land in Africa, YILA rep. Please, you may come up here. Shall we give him a round of applause? And then to represent the private sector, we have Dr. Marianne Mosey Sampson. Shall we invite her with a round of applause as well? So with these four people representing the various sectors where the policy guide is very relevant, I will invite Honorable Kwesi Etubondi again to join us up here and present the policy guide to them. Oh, okay. So he has one already. I would also want us to invite Director General. Please join us up here as we hand, and then Director Prof. Asante, please join us up here as we hand it over to them. Yes, please, he's coming. Crop Services.
Ministry of Food and
Okay.
So, yeah, please, Dr. Solomon Ansa, Crop Service Director, you may join me here.
And then, so the regional minister's rep, as well as Prof. Elvis, please join us up here also. Yeah, I think because of the pictures, it will be good. You go down and then do the presentation. Please, I don't want to lose my salary for the month. DDG, please join them in the handing over.
Okay. Yeah, I have the singular honor to represent the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and also the Minister for Food and Agriculture, to present this policy document and guidelines to Prof and the team. And as I said earlier, we are 100% supportive and will do everything to make sure this become fruitful so that we can do our agriculture whilst we sustain the environment for future generation. Thank you.
Shall we clap? This is a very good document. Oh, great. Thanks so much, Honorable. So, Mr. Kingsley Ajiman will give us a little acceptance speech after receiving the policy guide.
All right, thank you very much. And in the interest of time, I also want to go by the established protocol as I deliver a speech, acceptance speech, on behalf of the coordinator of the regional program, which is ECOWAS Agroecology Program. Actually, this program was implemented in all the 15 ECOWAS countries, including Ghana. And this policy guide is actually aligned with the objectives of this ECOWAS agroecology program, which is to promote action research, initiatives, exchanges, capitalization, and contribution to the development of public policies. Mr. Chairman, the adoption of this guide marks a crucial step towards transforming the region's agricultural practices, promoting eco-friendly farming technologies, and enhancing the resilience of our food systems. Indeed, agroecology presents a vast potential in addressing the challenges of our region, which includes food insecurity, land degradation, climate change, and poverty. Now we have this policy guide. How do we make this guide implementable? That is very crucial. Having this policy guide is one, because we have a lot of these policy documents, even in country. Now their implementation is always a challenge. So going forward, we should be looking at how we can secure sustainable funding for the implementation of this policy. We should be looking at how we can work hand in hand, what we call intersectorial collaboration, because we expect that we work together, we work with different ministries to be able to build and improve on whatever is it that we are doing as a country and as a region in promoting sustainable agriculture and food systems. Again, we should be looking at how we can build the capacity of our able agricultural extension agents, those who work closely with our farmers in our various communities. So they must be aware of this important policy guide. Again, this policy guide, as a regional document, will be passed on to the Regional Agency for Food and Agriculture, which is based in Lomé. I mean, the headquarters is in Lomé, to be shared among all the 15 ECOWAS countries. That is one of the ways by which we can address the peculiar problems and challenges of the region. So on behalf of the coordinator of the ECOWAS Agroecology Program, I accept this policy guide as it marks a significant step towards a sustainable and secure farming, secure future for the West African sub-region. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All too soon we will bring the entire Kabudo to an end. From here, there will be photo exhibition, and we will be up there. Then we have the other things that will follow. The tour to the technology parks will also follow then. But then before we would have gone out to do that, I want to call up the chair to do for us the closing remarks. Shall we make him welcome?
Thank you very much. Representative of the Honorable Minister of Agric and keynote speaker, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are about closing the program for this morning. But there is something that I would kindly ask you to give me a few more minutes. In our midst here, we have very astute politicians, experienced farmers who have served this country over so many years, decades, and just recently, maybe less than 1 year ago, formally step aside for others to continue with the work of governing this country. Fortunately, they were farmers along the side, whilst they were into active profession and active politics. And now that they have stepped aside, they have gone deeper into their farming ventures. We just cannot live here without hearing from them. In fact, we wanted the two of them to speak, but they have decided that one should speak on their behalf. But before we introduce them, but let me reintroduce them. We have in our midst the Honorable Dr. Kweku Efriye, former minister of our ministry. Big time farmer, medical doctor, big time farmer. And then, of course, we have the former Minister of Health, Kweku Ajiman Menu, another big time farmer. We are so privileged to have them here. And without further ado, I want to kindly invite Dr. Kweku Efriye to share a few wisdom notes with us. Thank you very much, Doc.
Thank you very much. I promise not to be controversial, even though I like controversy everywhere I go. Controversy brings the best in us, from politics through medicine and through even technology. But I want to speak like a farmer, and perhaps even like a peasant farmer. Those of us in the cocoa industry have beaten the industrialists to it. Have you heard of any big-time cocoa plantation? They've all failed. They failed in Brazil, they failed in Malaysia, they failed in Indonesia. So there's nothing wrong with being a peasant farmer. I saw a rep of the Peasant Farmers Association here. Please, can I see you again? They've given that a derogatory name. But when you see cocoa farm from the skies, you see one big conglomerate, or if you like, a big plantation right across Ghana and La Côte d'Ivoire. And I live on the border. What I want to say is that let not the rest of the world define our success for us. We have succeeded, small-scale farmers, in hedging our own through cocoa. What is happening in the cocoa industry is because of unsustainable practices. I tell you, despite everything that they are saying, cocoa production has come down because of the drastic reduction in maize population, and also because of bad agronomic practices. All the soils in Sevi are now acidic and perhaps not good for cocoa unless we do something about it. And then also, we have not been able to control CSSVD, cocoa swelling shoot viral disease. That is why some 1 million metric tons of cocoa has been removed from the world production. And that is what is roiling all the cocoa prices in the world. Unfortunately, some countries are taking advantage of it, whilst we in Sevi and the eastern corridors of La Côte d'Ivoire are suffering. I will not give a lecture. All that I'm pleading is that my observation is that we are not doing enough research into time motion studies in our agricultural practices. time motion studies. Perhaps it's about time to look at when we start farming. Physiology alone tells us that we should start work perhaps about 5:30 a.m. and close early. That's why I'm challenging the new government so that we have a national policy on even when to start work, even in the agricultural sector. These are random thoughts. There are so many things that I could have said, but I want to pause here and assure you that for those of us who want to work, I was a farmer before chronologically. After O-level, I had a farm. Then, before I became a medical officer, went to Kolebu. And then, so politics is the backside. It's a part-time job. My real job is farming, and I discovered medicine along the way. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I cede Kumasi and Accra to you guys. Take it. We like it in the forest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable. A further round of applause. I'm so glad I didn't say what I almost introduced him as a full-time medical doctor, full-time politician, and a part-time farmer. And I'm glad I didn't say that. Now we know the truth. Full-time farmer, part-time medical doctor, and part-time politician. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are closing. You will agree with me that we have had a very good dose of knowledge and wisdom and experience. From here, we are going out to what I prefer to call the seeing is believing. The seeing is believing, of course. We also have blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe. That will be for those who are not here this morning. But for those of us here, it's the seeing and believing. So I put down so many things. I call them keywords. I don't think there is time for me to go over, except to say that there was a great transformation. There was the capacity to measure using advanced tools and techniques, the policy guide, the agroecology principles, the financing, the 1.5 billion. But to wrap it up, I want to say that it all calls for partnerships. Partnerships across board. Within CSIR, I note that this project has at least 4 other CSI institutes as part. And then within the country, we have a number of institutions. We have our partners from the university also joining us. And even across the continent, we have a few countries joining us on this project. So let's make it work. It should go beyond the optics, as I said earlier. We should show it and really make sure that 1 year from now, maybe 2-3 years from now, we could hear a farmer or see a farmer on TV saying that, oh, I'm able to do this because I went to CSIR Crop Research Institute and I saw it and I copied them. And so me too, I am deriving the benefit from it. We thank you all very much. I'll hand over to the MC. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. And I know that testimony will come from me because I'm going right away into farming. It's a promise. On a lighter note, I want to say, Honorable, we are grateful for your thoughts. And as much as you wanted not to sound controversial, it had an iota of that. And that is also provoking thoughts. And I want to also be controversial now. The most powerful letter in the English alphabet begins every word with P. If somebody take you for a ride, we need the police to arrest him. After arrest, he'll be prosecuted. And when he's at fault, he's sent to prison. That is P. The pastor preaches, is P. He uses the pulpit, another P. His greatest weapon is prayer, and that is P. The Catholic says he lives in a parish, and that is P. Nananum stays at the palace. Their sons are called princes. Their daughters are called princess. They don't go to a function with a pajaru. They go with a palanquin. That is P. When you are little in the school, you write with a pencil. When you grow up, you write with a pen, and that is P. When you have a football team, you need players to play. They play on the park. After scoring goals, they are converted into points. That is P. But this is the controversy. When you grow, you get married. When others are asleep, you don't sleep. Latest, the ladies will have a swelling belly. It is called pregnancy. But the thing that brings about the pregnancy also begins with P. And I think I'll be forgiven. All right, thank you so much for being part of that. When the special guest steps out, all of us will still remain seated for a special exercise. Right. I'm told for errors, the pencil has gotten an eraser. So I need to erase what I've said. I'm told the other way around. All of us will step out as we maintain the auditorium. But then before we step out, we want to call upon Miss Sarah Odame Aferi to do for us the appreciation. Shall we make her welcome?
Thank you. Chairperson, honorable ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, Crops Research Institute, and the ACE4ES Africa Consortium, I am honored to express our heartfelt appreciation to all who have made today's event a success. Our sincere thanks goes to our chairperson, the Director General of CSIR, for guiding the program with focus and insight. We are grateful to the honorable ministers, the Ashanti Regional Minister, if there's a rep, the Minister of Food and Agriculture for their presence and inspiring contributions. We also acknowledge the Vice Chancellor of the Council, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Energy and Natural Resources for their inspiring words. We extend special appreciation to the Climate and Clean Air Coalition of the United Nations Environment Programme for their generous funding support, without which the ACE4ES initiative, the development of the Regional Policy Guide, and the establishment of the Multicultural Technology Park would not have been possible. Your commitment to addressing short-lived climate pollutants and promoting sustainable agriculture continues to inspire us. Our gratitude also goes to our development partners, farmer associations, the private sector, academia, civil society, and all stakeholders who have worked with us to bring this day to fruition. To the directors of all CSIR institutes, our technical staff, the media, thank you for your invaluable roles. Finally, to every participant, thank you for your engagement and your commitment to advancing agroecology, climate action, and innovation. We wish you safe travels after the field tour and commissioning today and look forward to continued collaborations. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I've said that time without number, that most often than not, when they say the appreciation, they forget the MCs. So Auntie Mansa was asked to say vote of thanks. She's never done that before. She picked a bottle of water and said, Honorable, vote of thanks. None of professors, vote of thanks. And penny for thanks. Wake up the next morning, sound home, his voice. There's going to be a photograph here, and I think the closing prayer will be said when we are done with all the exercise. That's what I'm told, unless otherwise. Then, Reverend, we want you to do that for us again as we do the closing prayer. Then there will be, the guest will take a picture here. The pictures will be taken outside. Thank you very much. Shall we be on our feet as we do the closing prayer?
Our most gracious Father, we are so thankful unto you for seeing us through the program. We thank you, Lord, for all that has happened, the messages that came to the fore, and the challenges. Father, I pray that you help us to make this project a success so that Ghana will be food secure. As we leave here to the field, I pray, Lord, for your mercies, your protection, your preservation, and traveling mercies at the end of the field tour. Father, I'm asking that you be merciful unto this nation. And once again, Lord, help us to go through what we are going through. I give you all the praise. I give you all the honor. I pray, Father, that you help our farmers to adopt the technologies and to upscale so that Ghana will be secure. We give you the praise in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Shall we share the grace? May the grace of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and the sweet fellowship of be with God bless you and keep you. May the Lord come upon you and give you peace that passes all understanding. Amen. God bless you, MCs.
Right. Right, so the invited guests will come up here and take pictures with the team. So please, all invited guests. Please, the invited guests.
Yesterday I was saying me ampo. I want you to my time, yes, I mean, you know, let me just tell you for phobia to them. Why don't you say my time for phobia? Why am I? I don't rap on your Bami wo anymore. Me ya umo. I don't know ya bubro kumene masino. Din pa body me temu dindi. Aya bitanya me. Some frewa aya bro me ya umo. And God of Enoch
Kamanga sentia oda